it's Heidi with DIY Dreaming, and on today's video tutorial I have two really awesome projects to show you. The first one is going to be a Goodwill trash to treasure tutorial, DIY craft project. The second one's going to be a dollar store makeover. And they both have the butterfly theme. So I hope you will enjoy these crafts. And as I'm getting started and throughout this tutorial, please tell me if you're watching. Say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Feel free to ask any questions that you have. Let me know if you're watching this on replay. Anyways, I love to interact with people while I'm doing this, so I don't feel like I'm just talking to myself. Okay, so like I said, I have two really cool projects to show you today. The first one is a Goodwill trash to treasure, and this is it, okay? It's not completed, and it's kind of hard to see in this light, especially this lettering right here, but I will take pictures. I will take some close-ups after I'm done, and I'll put that in the comments. Also, I will put a link to these transfers that I'm going to be using today in the comments as well, in case you're interested in looking at those. They really are fun and super easy to use, and you can do a bazillion different craft projects with them. Okay, so this was a cruddy. Hey, Carol. Thanks for watching. This was a cruddy tray I picked up at my favorite Goodwill for $3 or possibly even less. I cleaned it up just a teeny bit, but it had some spots on here where it looked like it was actually rusting, and there was just nothing I was going to be able to do to fix that. So yesterday or the day before, I had been working with some of these awesome transfers, and I decided to try to see if you could put a transfer, also known as a rub-on, directly on a piece of silver. And you know what? You can. Oh my gosh. So I'm so excited. So let me show you how this is done. This piece here has two handles. So I decided to put this flower sort of going off to the side, and then right here, it's hard to see on the video, but it says something in French about tulips of the garden. Anyways, and I'm going to show you how to do these transfers by putting one more butterfly on this piece. Okay, so the butterflies came from this big sheet of transfers that has a ton of butterflies. I've already cut out a bunch of them, so I just want you to see how many you're going to get if you're interested in this. It's a ton. Okay. So I have this cute little butterfly right here that I think I'm going to put on. Hey, Jan. Oh, thank you for sprinkling. You guys, I have big goals for this DIY Dreaming page. And also I have some amazing crafts coming up that I cannot wait to do. So I appreciate you guys letting your friends and family that love crafting and DIY projects, letting them know about this page too. Hey, and if you haven't liked or followed DIY Dreaming yet, please do. That way you won't miss any of the amazing crafts and DIY projects that I have coming up. Okay, so I'm just going to take this little butterfly off the piece of white backing, and I'm gonna see where I want him. And I'm just gonna kind of put him sort of right here. And then all you do is you take a big popsicle stick or a little popsicle stick or a spreader or whatever you have handy, and you're just going to rub, and these are just like any other rub-on transfer, except they're beautiful and they're not cheesy in my opinion. And you're just going to rub, and you do have to rub a little bit more on silver, I've found, for it to come off. So let me see how I'm doing. This project seriously could not be any easier. And like most of the projects that I do, it's quick, it's easy, it doesn't require a ton of ingredients. Hey Peggy, thank you so much. Hey Paula, yay. Thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh. The thing I'm most excited about coming up is I'm going to do a whole series of yay or nay. And I'll show you ideas for future projects. And I want you guys to tell me, should we do them? And what ideas you might have about these future projects. So I'm really excited about that. Also, I'm super excited that every Wednesday I'm going to have a thing on DIY that's called What Ya Working On. And I would love for you, especially if you've done any of the projects that we're doing here on DIY Dreaming, to share your pictures on Wednesdays in the feed that will be every Wednesday that will say what ya working on. So, okay, so here we go. Was that easy or what? Super easy. And I think it's lovely. And it's different from like your basic painted trays that you see everywhere. And I hope you notice that I decided not to completely polish all of the sort of years of tarnish off because I think it's beautiful like this. So I'm going to find a good spot for this in my home. It'll probably be sitting in a book stand like this. And the whole project cost me under $5. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is how you can take these little serving trays from your local dollar store, they're $1 a piece, and turn them into something that looks like this. So I'm going to show you step by step how to decoupage. Hey Joyce, oh I'm so glad you like these ideas. Oh Peggy, thank you. I so appreciate that. Sometimes I wonder, do you guys like the crafts that I'm doing? I mean, I want to do things that you would actually want to have in your home or give as gifts. So let me know. If there's something you really want to know how to do, let me know and I'll figure it out and then we can do it together. Okay, so this is what we'll be making. All right, and I think it's cute. Let me show you all the steps. I'm going to be doing this one right here. The hardest part of this whole project was figuring out what this shape is. And I did figure something out that sort of works. I took a piece of sheet music. I just tore it out of this book. I can read music, a note reading book for violin students. Okay? I just tore a page out and then I laid it on my tray and I just pushed it into the corners and I sort of bent it where the corners were, where the edge of the center part of this tray was. Does that make sense? And then I traced that area with the pencil. This seriously is the hardest part of this project. So let's cut it out and it's much easier to do it once you've traced that part that's sort of bent with a pencil. And if there's any pencil mark left over on it, you can just erase that. So I'm making this one, this bigger oval, to go with the smaller one that I just showed you. So it's going to be very similar. It will have a different butterfly transfer on it, but it's the same kind of sheet music. The pages match. So I think it's going to look really nice. And I need to figure out where I can hang the two of them. I'll probably hang the smaller one on the top and the larger one on the bottom. I know it's not too exciting to watch me cut out a piece of paper, but this is basically what I have now. Okay, and I do see a few places where there are pencil marks. Not that that's super important or would be super visible, but in case I give this away, I don't want to have pencil scuffs along the edge. Okay, so now we're going to get fun and we're going to do the Modge Podge. Hey LaDonna, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad. Hey Diane. Okay, so before I show you how to Modge Podge, I want to show you a little trick I figured out. These are, they're a kind of metal tray, all right? And I wanted to be able to hang them with a ribbon. So, and I do have a drill in the garage, but it's such a hassle to get it out. So I just found a big old nail and a big old hammer, and I have a piece of wood just outside my door, and I just hammered these holes through the tray. It went through pretty easy. And then I took my nail and I just wiggled it around to make the hole big enough. And then when we get to the ribbon part, I cut a really pointy tip on it, so I'll be able to thread it through those holes. Okay, let's get to the Modge Podge part. Okay, so this is what I'm using. It's matte Modge Podge. It's your basic stuff. You can use this brand, you can use glossy, matte. I mean, Martha Stewart has a brand. It's completely up to you what you use. But this came from Walmart and it was, gosh, hardly anything. Maybe $4.99 for a huge bottle. Okay, and I am just very liberally going to put this Modge Podge on the center of my tray. I am such a messy crafter. Is anyone else messy like me? And you really don't have to be too precise, because as soon as you lay your piece of background, which by the way, it could be a piece of pretty scrapbook paper, it could be a piece of a book from an old book that you like. It doesn't have to be sheet music. That's just what I happen to have right now, so that's what I'm using for this project. Okay. And you're not going to see the Modge Podge because it dries clear. And you're going to be putting a coat of Modge Podge over the back of the piece of sheet music. And that sort of hides all the flaws anyways. Okay, I have been working with Modge Podge for about, I don't know, 10 years. Usually at Christmas time, we have some friends that we celebrate Thanksgiving with, and I always take their family picture, and then I will Modge Podge a picture of their family onto a little canvas, and I've done that every year for like the last 10 years, so I love Modge Podge. It's so easy to work with, and it's so forgiving. If you haven't tried it yet, you definitely need to run down to your Walmart or your Hobby Lobby or wherever you like to buy your craft supplies and get some. Okay, so this is what we have. All right, and this is the top. So I'm gonna, when I put my piece of paper on, I'm gonna make sure that I have it going the right direction. Okay, and basically what I'm doing right now is I'm just pushing my piece of music down the edges and the center. Okay, and this is what we have right now. And I'm now going to do a coat. You don't have to wait for it to dry. I'm just going to put a coat of Modge Podge. If you spill it on the sides, you can just use a wet paper towel to wipe it away. I'm just going to put a coat of Modge Podge on here now. And I want to tell you a little trick about, especially if you're Modge Podging photos, you can make them look like they're almost an oil painting if you do little like J's in the wet Modge Podge with the sponge brush. I like to use a sponge brush to apply Modge Podge. But for this project, it doesn't matter, so we're not going to take the time to do that. Sometime I will take pictures of some of the family Modge Podge projects that I've done, and I will share those with you because they're kind of fun. I really like that project. So are you guys having a good day? Rachel, will you be showing how to Mod Podge a picture on wood, please? Thank you. That's a great idea. Yes, absolutely. And I know that another idea you can do is you can almost do it like a photo transfer using Mod Podge. So in the next month or so, I will try that project out, and that is a great idea. I'll put it on my list, which my list is growing. I have so many projects in the works, all kinds of different crafting things, all kinds of different mediums, all kinds of different uses. Okay, so here we go. This is basically it. This is what it looks like. When I get off, I will take a wet paper towel and just go around the edge to clean up any of the Mod Podge that has sort of slipped on here. So now I'm going to show you the ribbon part, and then I will let this dry because you have to let it dry. And this is the butterfly transfer that I'll be putting on this one. I may do a couple of small butterflies also, but it has to be fully dry before you put the transfer on. So anyways, I will post pictures in the comments. Okay, so I've cut both of the ends of them in really sharp points, and I'm going to try to do this without getting my ribbon in the Mod Podge. For Pete's sake, I can't see. Oh no. Shoot. I know this is boring watching me. I just wanted to give you this idea that you can hang these little silver platter things from Goodwill because they're thin enough that you can just poke a hole with a big nail and your hammer. Okay, let me do this other side, and then I will tell you a few more things, and then I will jump off and finish the project. And as soon as I'm done with this, I will post pictures. And if you like this project, let me know. If you have ideas like that gal did just a minute ago for things that you would like me to do in the future, share that too. If you have friends that are crafty and like these kind of projects that are quick, easy, super affordable, sometimes a little unusual, and that don't require any kind of artistic abilities, go ahead and sprinkle, and make sure that you have either liked or followed this page also, so that you don't miss any of my future projects. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So easy. So, oh, hey, and I did want to mention this one last thing. Some silver trays are like this one. They must not have enough metal content in them, because when you take one of these magnetic buttons, it won't stick to it, unfortunately. But these little trays from the dollar store do. So they're not silver, they're just some kind of tin or metal of some sort. But so keep in mind that you could use these as a little magnet board. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you like this project. Look back in the comments in maybe a half an hour or an hour for a picture of these completed projects, these three, and also for a link to the butterfly transfers. If you're interested, let me know what questions you have, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you again very soon, most likely tomorrow, because I have some amazing projects coming up that I can't wait to show you. Thanks. Bye.